welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about all things Disney, as well as how to plan your Walt Disney World vacation. So if you are new, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. Guys, so first of all, welcome. If you have not watched my channel before, my name is Kayla and I'm super excited to have you here with me today. If you are a returning subscriber, also welcome back. So last week I posted our vlog from our trip of where we went to the Star Wars May the 4th after hours event at Hollywood Studios, and it was so much fun. And today I am going to give you my review and thoughts on how we felt about the after hours event. So the first thing that I want to talk about was the crowd level. A big draw of why people will do this event is because it is far less crowded than it is during the normal park day. This is a hard ticketed event, so you do have to pay separately for it. I know for us it was $95 per person. That was with our annual pass discount. So I know without that discount it is a little bit more, and it may or may not vary depending on what night you go, but all of that pricing information is on the Disney website. But basically what you do is you pay for this hard ticketed event and you get to be at the park basically a few hours after the park closes. So you have very, very minimal crowds, and boy, it was like night and day difference as far as the crowd levels go. It was not crowded at all. I mean, there was people there. It wasn't like a ghost town, but compared to what it had been during the day, especially for Hollywood Studios, every time we went to that park that week, because there were so many things going on, it was just super crowded. So it was really nice to actually be able to go to the park and see it like that with just hardly any people and very minimal waits, and it was really great. Of course, at the beginning of the night when the park just closes, it takes a while for people who were just there during the day to kind of funnel out. So right at the beginning it was still your pretty normal average crowds, but as the night went on, especially once you start getting towards later in the evening when kiddos have to go to bed and all that, it really was taming down as far as the crowd levels go. Because of this, the wait times were very, very low, which was awesome. If we had spent our time more wisely, we could have honestly ridden every ride in the park multiple times, no problem. It was kind of at the tail end of our trip, so we didn't really want to just go crazy and ride everything like a million times, but we were able to ride pretty much everything that we hadn't had a chance to, plus a few things more, very easily, very leisurely, which was really nice. And I think the longest we personally waited was like 10 minutes, which is nothing. When we were looking at the app, I think the longest wait times were for the characters, like the character meet and greets in the Star Wars launch bay. Like I said earlier, we did go for May the 4th, so it was kind of a Star Wars themed after hours. So they did have some special characters. I know they had Rey with Chewbacca, they had some Jawas that you could meet, and I know that they had a few extra specialty characters. So those wait times were pretty crowded. That whole area was probably the most crowded area of the park. But this kind of brings me to the Star Wars portion of what this after hours event was. So it was a little bit different than normal after hours. Normal after hours, for most of the parks, it's just open, and they have like not all rides, but most rides will be open. But for this particular one, like I mentioned, they had a lot of special character meet and greets. They did the Star Wars Galactic Spectacular like fireworks show, which we did not watch. I wasn't feeling fireworks that night, but if you watch our video, you'll kind of see it was raining and we really had wanted to see Fantasmic, and Fantasmic got canceled. We are not currently seeing this performance of Fantasmic. We ask that you do not pull the line and seek shelter at this time. So I was a little bummed about that. So we ended up watching the World of Animation show, and then after that I was like, yeah, I don't want to watch another one. So we just went and we rode some rides in Toy Story Land and things like that. So, but they did have that fireworks show going on. My favorite thing that they actually had a bunch of droids, like full-sized droids, like R2-D2 and some other ones that were roaming around outside of the launch bay. And it was so cool because they interact with you, and I'll kind of insert a little clip of what our interaction with one of them was here.
Hello! He's like, you have an eye too.
I know, mine's like a little baby one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so cute. Like you could talk to them and they would beep back or talk back with you, just kind of ish, depending on what you would say. And it was a lot of fun. I wasn't expecting that to happen, so that was really neat. My guess is maybe when Galaxy's Edge opens, they'll do more stuff like that, but we'll see. But along with this too, of course, they had the like Stormtroopers, and they had this really cool, it was C-3PO, but he was like a black C-3PO instead of the gold one. But they had a meet and greet with him too, which Mark Allen did, and he thought that was so neat because he was like, I mean, he was actually like interacting and talking with you, which I didn't think that he would. So that was really neat. And for this event, they actually let people cosplay a little bit. Obviously, I don't think they would let you go like super extreme, but kind of like how you would dress up for Mickey's Not So Scary. They basically allowed you to dress up for the Star Wars event, which was really neat. We did not. We just wore t-shirts. The last thing that was included with this were free snacks. And when I say free, I mean they were included. You did pay for your ticket, so it is technically included. But they had popcorn, and then they would have like some ice cream novelties, so like the Mickey ice cream bars. I will say those were kind of hard to find. I wanted a Mickey bar, but we couldn't find any of the kiosks that had the Mickey bars. So we did find the popcorn. It was, I think it was like right outside the Brown Derby. That was where we found the popcorn. As far as the ice cream goes, heck if I know. I don't know. I couldn't find it. We'll talk about that here and more in a minute. But it was great that they had these snacks available to kind of enjoy while you were there. It's just fun to have a little treat, especially since all the normal like restaurants would be closed. It was nice that we had access to get some sort of food, which I needed because I got super sick on Star Tours. Which was a mistake because it made me feel really sick. So, probably won't ride that one again. That's fine. Overall, my thoughts, I loved the event. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was absolutely worth the money that we paid. I mean, it sounds like a lot of money, but if you think about it, the fact that we were able to do everything that we would have done in an entire day in just a few hours is so cool and totally worth the money to me. I would definitely do it again, and I really want to try it at one of the other parks. I especially want to try it at Animal Kingdom. I think that that would be super fun. The only thing that I wish they would have done a little differently was have things marked a little more clearly. For example, I wish they would have had, like when you go to get your wristband. Well, first of all, it took us a minute to figure out where to get your wristband at, which that kiosk that I told you where the popcorn was, basically right outside of that there's like an information center thing. That was where you get your wristbands, at least for that event it was. But that was hard to find. And then I wish that they would have given you some sort of flyer that had a list of what events were going on, like maybe a list of specifically what characters there were that night or what all rides would be open. I mean, I kind of was able to look it up on the app, but I had heard like rumors that there may have been some specialty treats that you could purchase, but there was not. If there were, I have no idea where they were. So I wish that they just would have had a few things like that lined out a little more clearly. That would have been really helpful. That was probably the only thing that I would say I did not like about the event. But overall, I would totally do it again, and I totally would recommend it to people. Of course, this one was for a special, like, holiday, I guess, if you can call it that. But I would totally recommend doing a regular one as well. Just being able to do all of those rides and being able to do them at night was just really, really cool. Have you guys done an after hours event before? I really want to know, did you enjoy it, or were you not crazy about it and thought it wasn't worth the money? Let us know down in the comments below if you enjoyed this video or you want to see more content like this. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I do a lot of reviews and tips and tricks and how to budget for your vacation, and of course we vlog our trips and all of that sort of thing. So if you love that kind of content, please consider joining our friends here. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up. That actually does really help this channel out. And if you don't already follow me on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook, make sure you head over to those and check those out. I post more kind of content just about our trips and things like that. I do have the link in the description below. I also have them on like my main page, so make sure you go check those out as well. Alrighty guys,